type of salmonella we have today isn't going to kill you.
Today's salmonella is mainly contracted through food. The most common strains of salmonella found in the US are S. typhimurium and S. enteritidis, not paratitis, which is the strain that killed the Aztecs. Ground beef, poultry, and eggs should all be completely cooked before being consumed. Another main cause of salmonella is handling birds, baby chicks, or reptiles, particularly turtles, which have long been linked to salmonella outbreaks. Even if you do get salmonella, most people recover quickly and without medical intervention. However, salmonella can cause severe diarrhea, and that can be enough to land you in the hospital.
The Aztecs weren't the only native population to suffer from widespread disease.
Regardless of what exactly wiped out 80% of the Aztecs, whether it was salmonella or a rat-borne illness related to climate change, they were not the only native population to suffer devastating consequences at the hand of disease. Prior to the arrival of Europeans, North America was largely free of diseases, especially aggressive ones like smallpox. Direct contact with European settlers wasn't even required. The diseases spread on trade routes. In many cases, Europeans found completely empty villages by the time they ventured further into the New World. For many years, it was thought North America simply wasn't heavily populated. In reality, the Native Americans had already been killed off by diseases to which they had no immunity.
European explorers brought over a lot of diseases.
While European explorers are to blame for introducing diseases like smallpox to native populations, it looks like they also carry the blame for salmonella. Scientists tested skeletons that had been buried prior to the arrival of the Spanish, and those remains showed no evidence of the fatal bacteria. It's worth noting, however, only 5 skeletons were tested. The bacteria hasn't otherwise been found in Mexico, but it was found in remains in Europe. Experts who were not involved in the study say it is likely the Spanish introduced the bacteria to Mexico, given the severity with which it affected the native Aztec population.
Human sacrifice and the Conquistadors also wiped out many Aztecs.
While a large number of the Aztecs succumbed to cockleastly and smallpox, it wasn't the only thing wiping them out. Many were killed in the form of human sacrifice. The amount of people lost to human sacrifice is still a mystery, but some scholars estimate up to 20,000 people a year were killed in the name of ritual. In July 2017, a tower of 650 skulls of women and children was found in what was formerly Tenochtitlan, now Mexico City. Historians knew the Aztecs tried to scare the Spanish with these towers of skulls, but they expected to find the skulls of warriors. Sacrifices, plus the loss of 25% of the population to smallpox, put the Aztecs at a disadvantage already when it came to fending off the Spanish. Combined with the mysterious bleeding epidemic, the Aztecs did not have a strong chance of overpowering the Conquistadors.
Climate conditions didn't help the Aztecs.
New evidence has shown cockleastly was worsened by climate change. Between 1545 and 1576, there was a mega-drought that spanned the entire continent. It was the worst drought in Mexico for over 600 years. Cockleastly was notably absent from warmer, wetter areas like the Gulf of Mexico. Researchers were able to use tree ring evidence to figure out how much rain fell during those years, and they discovered a correlation between the drought and the massive deaths associated with cockleastly.
roughly 15 million people died in 5 years.
Starting in 1545, about 15 million people died over the course of 5 years. To put that number in perspective, 20 million people died from the bubonic plague in just a little under a decade. While these numbers and time spans are close, it is important to consider the 15 million who lost their lives to this disease were concentrated in Mexico, whereas the Black Death spanned all of Europe. The Aztecs called this destructive disease killedthe, and it killed in a matter of days. Victims of this illness ran a high fever and then bled from the eyes, nose, and mouth.
The Salmonella still does not explain the bleeding orifices.
The Salmonella still does not explain the bleeding orifices.
There is still more DNA testing that needs to be done.
There is still more DNA testing that needs to be done.
DNA from teeth helped piece together the mystery.
DNA from teeth helped piece together the mystery.
An infectious bacteria was responsible for wiping out native populations.
An infectious bacteria was responsible for wiping out native populations.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.